First and foremost, I would like to thank all the members intervening in this very important debate because they truly underscored the historic times we are living, the need for courageous European decisions to support brave Ukrainian people in their fight for freedom and in their fight for our European values. And in this respect, this week's discussion of our leaders at the European Council will be truly a strategic one. The leaders will consider all issues related to the Russian war against Ukraine. And I think that we should be proud on our response so far. It has been resolute, robust and rapid. And I think that it was also a result of the first-class cooperation and coordination within the EU, among all our institutions, but also beyond. If you allow me to reiterate in unwavering terms, the European Union stands by Ukraine and its people. And I think it was very clear from today's debate in this House that we all share a determination to remain united, that we will continue to work on further coordinated political, financial, material and humanitarian support to Ukraine, that we are standing ready to move quickly with further coordinated sanctions and close the loopholes, as some of the honourable members have been highlighting how important it is, and add all of those to the sanctions which we already adopted and which we see that are having crippling effect on the economy of Russia. A lot of the honourable members brought very emotional, and rightly so, stories of refugees fleeing the Ukrainian war. And I have to say that we approach it with the same emotion in the European Commission. Therefore, you saw that today we've been adopting new rules to make sure that these 3.4 million people so far, who are overwhelmingly women and children, would have a proper shelter and would have proper protection. That we would make it easier for them by our welcoming reception, but also making sure that the kids go back to school as quickly as possible. That everyone who needs it will get proper health care anywhere in the European Union, and therefore we guaranteed 10,000 beds, and I really would like to thank all member states for being so solidary and showing the possibility to treat patients in all hospitals across the European Union. That the housing will be provided for those who need it, and that we will protect the children more than anyone else. Many of the honourable members have been referring to very important issues of energy, our dependence on fossil fuels coming from Russia, and the need to reshape our system as quickly as possible. I'm glad that here we are not starting from the scratch, and I was working with many of you on Energy Union in the previous mandate. And I have to say that your work, your support was so crucial for us having now the well-interconnected energy security network, and it helps us a lot in these very difficult geopolitical circumstances. But we are working further on increasing diversity of the supplies, having more LNG in our system, and we are working with all partners. And just last week, I visited the United States, where I felt strong desire to help us, to supply us with LNG in quantities that Europe would need it. But I agree with all of you that we need much more coordinated EU policy on gas, on buying, on storing, on responding to any supply disruption. And to this end, we stand ready to create a task force on common gas purchase of European level, to make the best possible deals with this unparalleled purchasing power of European Union, being the #1 top-class client in the world. I believe that the leaders tomorrow will give a green light to this solution, and the task force will be up and ready to make sure that we will secure those deals for European businesses and for European consumers. I also recognise the need to tackle high energy prices which are hitting our households and businesses, and therefore we adopted the series of options for the leaders to debate tomorrow. What can we do with reduced VAT? How can we use the vouchers for the most vulnerable consumers? And do we want to go in the direction of the possibility to cap electricity and gas prices, as well as using the new temporary crisis framework for the state aid? All this on the table, and we believe that after leaders' deliberations tomorrow, we will be able to proceed very quickly with the concrete proposals. To answer to honourable member I totally agree with him that the cleanest energy is the energy which is saved. Therefore, we see this as an opportunity to accelerate green energy build-up, to reduce energy consumption and increase energy efficiency. I'm very glad that now we have legally binding targets if it comes to energy efficiency, and that by 2030 we would increase it by 36 to 39% and reduce our energy consumption by 9%. To conclude, let me once again say that we are absolutely united more than ever to support the Ukrainian people. And I'm sure after what we have seen over the last 4 weeks, what I witnessed in the debate today, that the brave people of Ukraine will prevail and Ukraine will come victorious out of this atrocious war. Slava Ukraine. Thank you very much.
Grazie Vicepresidente. Ora passiamo la parola al Consiglio, al Sottosegretario Bon. Prego.